All right. I'm a reformed character because I was the defensive immaturity I showed to the earth. Why? Because you did it too. Defensive immaturity. Those who are black, white working class, the bottom rungs of society know what I mean. Everybody treats us like subhuman beings. You know that. Me too, mate. I've got 3 fucking court cases with the police. I've never been accused of being violent in my life, except by the police. Oh, yeah. And psychiatric doctors and nurses, but that's another story. But do you see what I mean? Anybody who knows me knows I'm not violent. I love people. I really do. But when they try and inject drugs on me without my consent, or when they arrest me for nothing, I take exception, mate. So I'm a fucking monster, mate. And the archaic definitions of real human beings, according to law, is the truth. So we're the fact, the truth, the actual, and the law is the higher truth. Really? Do you believe that? Have you seen those fucking ice cons? It's funny how Minnesota got ice from the sky and ice on the ground in demonically possessed forms. Did you see the way they shoved 10 bullets in that lovely man? You know from his eyes, he was a friendly dude. He worked in ICU, not ICE, not the people that killed him, ICE, but ICU, the people who saved you. He was a good bloke. All his pictures made it clear that he had beautiful eyes, friendly eyes, and everyone who knew him loved him. But the thing is, he was in a way too good for this bullshit world. And why is it bullshit? Because Britain is a disease that flowered. It destroyed the whole fucking world and all your children's futures. It gave birth to all the bullshit countries. Britain, mother of bullshit. Australia, South Africa, America, children of bullshit. Canada and I forgot Australia, sorry. That's a bullshit place. In fact, in a way, it's the worst example because they're so fucking stupid, mate. I'm not talking about the Aborigines, I'm talking about the white cunts. South fanning pigs, mate. But like New Zealand and Canada, they get off lightly, mate. They're alright. Like, what's that bitch's name? Jacinda Ardern. She was alright, mate. In fact, her and Obama got on alright. And Angela Merkel, she was cool too. Compared to what the cunts were and are now. Can you believe? Look, trace the decline of America from 15 years ago under Barack Obama, where the whole world felt secure in his fine grit. Look, I'm no fucking Obama worshipper. I think he was a twat. But he's the best we fucking had over that way. Like Jacinda Ardern, she was a really nice person at the same time. And that's probably the best that New Zealand's had in it, mate. And Angela Merkel, she was cool, mate. And Obama was liked her very much as well. And who couldn't? Because I liked her very much, even though she's a square bitch. But she ain't Hillary Clinton's clitoris. On a sentence you to 12 years of licking Hillary Clinton's clitoris, followed by 12 years of licking Laura Bush's bush, followed by, and this is, you got to wait to the end to get this, 12 years of munching on Melania Trump's cunt. In it, mate. And I tell you, she's got a mechanical cunt And even the fishy odours are fucking mechanical flavoured fishy odours, mate. I tell you, it's like fucking any crackcore. Just skip it, mate. Go for the real human beings or ladies or fishermen and mermaids. Don't worry, mate. You can get lesbian fishermen, heterosexual male fishermen. You can get male mermaids, heterosexual, male lesbian mermaids, like the goody two shoes, girly cannolis, who think they're a bit straight, but they end up being a mermaid, like chatting up the fucking lesbian fishermen. What they'd expect, mate? It's not their fault. Like lesbian fishermen are like lesbian German dialect impersonators. They just want cunt, mate. You can't blame them. And you can't blame them having a slow slip event because you release your coronal mass injection in their cunt hole, mate. Look, we all understand it. Sorry, can I just say, look, do you know what? I'm wearing my police top. Can you believe it, right? I'm 5'6.5", little cunt, in other words, yeah? But I've got 3 court cases for beating up police officers. Yeah, right, mate. They're all like at least 25% bigger than me. In height as well as in width and every other fucking dimension. What they do in the UK is they really fucking give you a violent arrest, and sometimes they puncture my lung, they break my ribs, they puncture both fingers. No, they snapped, whatever. What's the word? Broke both finger bones from the, what do you call them? Those things they put on you, handcuffs. They broke them shit, but I've played with them, mate. Oh, I'm not allowed to tell you that, says the devil, so I will. Last time I got arrested, which was the other day, because I missed a court case that they never told me about. They never wrote to me. I thought it was off. And I thought, I'm gonna just not. They put me in a police cell on Saturday. Because the thing is, I made the contact. When the police were walking down the road, I went, oink, oink, fuck off. Freedom of speech, mate. Oink, oink. And when they came over, I said, mate, freedom of speech, fuck off. And he goes, I'm just going to check on our database if you're wanted for anything. I said, yeah, good, mate. Fuck off, oink, oink. I said, I'd always like to fuck a pig. Oink, oink. And then go, oh, we've got you. You missed the court date. I was like, what the fuck? I never miss a court date. And the thing is, someone's helping me with that because I haven't been able to open my mail in 3 years or more. And I haven't been able to do those. I was looking after my whole flat, doing the shopping, eating healthy, like all that shit. But suddenly the capacity just died because it requires that you orient yourself in time in an abstraction. Because there ain't no time for me. There's only what is, which is a sensuous flux, an emotional flux, a psychological flux all the time. That's now. So when they say you got a meeting at this time, I have to tell my secretaries, sorry, I'm not Prince. What's his name? William. Harry, that's one. Look, Prince William, he turned into Willie, innit, mate? Like that bald cunt. You want to smack his head with a spoon and scoop it out and have like hard boiled egg for dinner, innit, mate? But Harry, he's a cunt, demonic cunt, obviously. He got the nice lady. He was a goody two shoe. He was like fucking privileged and good looking. That's demonic, mate. If you don't understand that, then it will have you for after dinners because that's the way the demonic cunts in this world operate, mate. You know, you're the truth, you're the fact, you're the actual. He knew that. but he had lots of privilege. So it's nice and easy for him. People like me, us cunts, probably you as well, our lives are like 5 times more difficult than the ordinary person, let alone the fucking privileged cunts, yeah? So you can't look up to him, mate. Even lost 5 seconds in your shoes, mate. If it's in my shoes, mate, it become a twitching myself because I stopped drinking last time I was arrested. When I was in the cell, they took me in Saturday and I asked for some pills for alcoholism, which ain't quite true because I can stop if I want to. But I don't fucking want to stop drinking in this bullshit world. But I told them, oh yeah, I drink every day, about 3 bottles. It's not untrue because I do drink 3 bottles often, but I don't have to. But they didn't give me the fucking pills, and I didn't know what I was arrested. I was arrested for a court case that I missed, but I was never told about it. So I just thought, fuck it, I'm gonna stop drinking and eating, and that was Saturday. And then I felt really peaceful and relaxed, and it was the best nights in cell I ever had. So I drifted in and out of these crazy dreams, and yeah, there were actually family and friends dreaming through me, the ones that wanted to finish me off and imply in my mind feelings to drink, feelings to eat. I know it's weird. It's a long story, but it's right because once you realize that you are the truth, you are the fact, you are the actual, Mother Earth loves you, mate. And she's a very ever so nice person. she's Look, she'll fucking beat you up if she look. She's a hard nut as well, mate. She's all the hard nuts. She's all the sexy boys. She's all the cool ladies. She's everybody. And the mind loves her and wants to understand her. But if he can't understand, he's like, fuck off. Go to loony bin. Go to the fucking rehab. Trying to make me go to rehab. And I said, no, no, no. That was Mother Earth, the fucking intellectual social consciousness of humanity. He's like a puppet for the mind. But he's all the mistakes of humanity because the mind in his eternal patience and benevolence held the structures of human ignorance and allowed his energy to flow into that. But human ignorance is devil. But he loves Mother Earth. And Mother Earth fucking look, you know she sacrificed. You know what she sacrificed to prop us cunts up. We shattered her into a billion fucking pieces, mate. You don't understand, mate. This is the truth. If you have any doubt in what I'm saying, I want you to look it up in Google, please. Right? This is the truth. I'm telling you. Don't doubt my words. Look it up in Google if you're in doubt. Humanity and all the fucking pigs and cows that it's captured and sheep and everything else that is captured in its life system has replaced 94% of the mammalian biodiversity of the earth, which means of all the animals, the leopards, the cheetahs, the lions, the wild dogs, the foxes, the coyotes, the everything, wolves, badgers, everything, human cunts and their fucking piggy treats called pigs and everything else have taken up 94% of the mammalian biosphere. So we've turned those beautiful, perfect lives in absolute freedom on an earth that was absolute freedom into us miserable cunts who rely on the immiseration and destruction of these beautiful, sensitive creatures. Look, mate, when I see a cunt in Weatherspoons eating pork and drinking a beer, I'm like, you're not worth the beer and the pork that you eat and drink. They really aren't. They only cling to life out of a kind of compulsion because they don't understand it and they're afraid to lose it. That's what probably everyone watching me is. Don't mind me. I don't count myself as worth bullshit, which is probably why I'm worth a little bit of bullshit. Because I know I'm bullshit, mate. Proof is in the pudding. Been treated like a piece of shit. You've been treated like a piece of shit. People in Gaza have been treated like a piece of shit. People in Sudan have been treated like a piece of shit. People in Rwanda, sorry, I mix up Rwanda. I'm trying to say something else. Not Rwanda, but we'll just Rohingya have been treated like a piece of shit. Nah, Ukrainians have been treated like the fucking royal family, mate. You know, I got no sympathy for them cunts because the white world opened their fucking doors to them. But what about the people of Sudan? Do you know what's happening to the people of Sudan? It's worst humanitarian crisis right now. Do you know that? They said there's one worse humanitarian crisis, and that's a fucking white pigs who destroyed the whole fucking earth, mate. Started in UK, Britain, disease that flowered, destroyed the whole world. Look, it wasn't their fault, and maybe America has toppled their evil because some British people know that they fucked up and everything's shit, so they're so profoundly depressed and enervated that they can't compete with Donald Trump's demonic evil. There's some beautiful people in America, though. They're the people who are waking up to the horror that America is. You see, you judge America, you're judging yourself because the worst in the world we see right now in Donald Trump, right? But the best we're seeing right now, visually, flooding YouTube, is young kids of America. Talk to 'em, bro. That's one channel. Talk to 'em, bro. I think it is. Just check out his fucking amazing accent and beautiful person he is, and the wisdom. The wisdom. He's like 25 or something, I reckon. Probably, maybe even younger, maybe older, but he's like 25, and he's got the wisdom that the people in that old people's home totally lack, and everyone around me lacks. Everything he says is the truth. If you want to study humanity because you're so fake, don't study yourself. Study, what's his name? Talk to him, bro. His name is. He's got such a beautiful accent and voice. You would love him. I always say it's his voice is just there's only one word for it, iconic, for the history books. And his insight and wisdom is, and also what's his name? Deconstructing Narcissism. He's a lovely bloke. There's so many young American people. There's so many other True Tiger as well. Look, I'm just forgetting all their names. I've had a few drinks, mate. I might have had a crack pipe as well. But damn, I don't feel it right now. But they're all such amazingly intelligent, insightful people. And because they're so intelligent, brave, and insightful, they don't know it. They can't measure it against previous generations. They're prepared to recognize the truth, even in their own family, and walk away. You know what I mean? Like, what's his name? Deconstructing Narcissism. Look, I love him so much because he's a beautiful, intelligent, clear, perfect human being that looks so miserable and down on himself. And I'm like, if I was your parent, and I think this of Thornton Bro as well. If I was their parents, I'd be so happy. And I'd be like, right, my job's done. I'll just turn myself into chopped liver to make sure they're all right. But these guys, I was going to say cunts, they probably won't understand this in America because I call everyone cunts, even friends. But these cunts, to put it in my language, they don't know how precious they are. And honestly, the idea that their family didn't value who they are is a shocking fact of life for me. But that's why they're the cream of the crop. Their lives are 5 times, more than 5 times, probably more difficult and grueling than ordinary Americans. But ordinary Americans' lives are agonizing torture compared to the fucking white pigs who instrumentalized your whole society and now pillage you for everything you got. Now, let's have a look at it. Donald Trump, demon possessed, probably the Antichrist, yeah? Elon Musk. No, don't worry, mate. He's not demon possessed because he is death and he's exuding death. Every time I see his image, don't you feel ill? Choking on white grey vomit. That's his death, mate. The secret is their souls are doing a great service. They're putting up these muppets and puppets for you to learn, but they're going to ditch him in the biggest fucking worst big fat piggy hell imaginable. And do you know what? I'm going to tell you a secret, yeah? Those kids like the aforementioned, what's his name? Deconstructing Narcissism and Talkton Bro. They're real people. They're themselves speaking honestly. They're not a label. White nationalist, Trump patriot. Or, I'm afraid, and this is a cool thing, historically, we totally understand black power and everything, absolutely. But now, as the like dysfunction and demonic possession presents itself to all to see, there are some capitalistic black people who are like, oh yeah, the white are getting what they deserve and everything, but they don't realize they're slipping in to exactly the same racism and exclusion of reality, because that's what you do when you say that person is other, you throw away your opportunity to understand your whole life because they're your part of your reality. You can't just throw people away as not real. They're part of your reality, and if you do that, then you deserve the consequences, which are that you've cut off your own understanding of yourself because they are you. We're not a fucking skin color. Who decided that? Some fucking white cunts in the 18th century. Oh, no, they weren't even white. They were like what they were. They were human beings. And the people that they came across, I'm exaggerating a bit. I'll come back to this. The people they came across were not black, obviously. They were human beings, what they were. And nobody's white or black. I'd like to see a white person or a black person. I'd say one should go to the doctor, the other should go to the morgue, mate. Obviously, we're all shades in between. But the white one, in this quick, no, with the early explorer, this is what I want to say. The early explorers of Europe, when they went into other cultures, almost invariably, they had incredible awe, wonder at the other culture, reverence. They said, these people are not divided like we are. These people are whole. And if we take someone from their tribe, they fall to pieces because they're so one with the whole. And we don't understand that because we're all so divided. And they end up taking a good look at themselves. A good case in point is Edward Carpenter's Civilization. His book was Civilization, Its Cause and Cure. He was born in 1844. He compiled the whole history, like loads of example of first contacts, and showed how every single white person was like, we've got to learn from these people. But then, as soon as the fucking capitalists and government came in, they're like, oh, they're black people. They're different from us. Therefore, they are their skin color. They are their heathenism, which means not Christianism. We'll just try and turn them into what we are, which is Christian, and use them for fucking animal slavery or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But in the UK, it didn't quite work like that. If you look at the history, yeah, they were like black people were. I'm just saying, it's true. It is funny, mate. It's funny that you could be so stupid and cruel, right? The posh people of the UK, they bought black people from America to be like pets and to do like menial jobs, like the dog go fetch kind of thing. But a lot of them were so popular and a lot of them became really excellent literary and political theorists because there wasn't that racism that developed out of economic and political self-interest, forms of economic and political self-interest. There was a curiosity and ignorance, treating him like an animal, but through that treatment, the animal came through and overwhelmed them a lot of the time. And it's like the Battle of Bamboo Bridge. You must look that up. World War II, right? It was segregation America, right? And the troops came over from America to the UK, segregated battalions, right? But the some of them were stationed in Bamber Bridge, which was this little village, right? Had like a couple of pubs, and they were like, yeah, they're really curious. They, I must admit, the women of Britain in World War II really liked the black men quite a lot more than the white men because they said they've got such good manners, they're so well behaved, they're so nice and attentive and all this lot. And a lot of them married the black blokes, yeah. And a lot of the white Americans got angry. But in the Battle of Bamber Bridge, the pubs were like doors open to everyone, and the military police didn't, and yeah, the white brigade didn't quite like this, and they tried to do something about it, and they told the military police and they told the government, the American government. The American government said, "Can you reintroduce segregation in your pubs?" And this is the best bit, right? The village of Bamber Bridge, this white little village, which today would be more racist than the urban areas, this white little village did agree to segregation. They put outside their pub signs saying, "No whites allowed. Only black troops drink here." Obviously, they were talking to the Americans, not the whites, well, because there were only whites in Bamber Bridge, being a little village. But and then the black people were allowed in, and the white people weren't. So they acknowledged the letter, but the American government never thought that they would reverse it and make the whites ones banned. But then the military police were sent into the one of the pubs, and they accused a man of not wearing the white uniform and tried to arrest him. But then the white British officers and a lot of the women started fighting the military police and fought them off. And then the police ran away, but then they came back with reinforcement and they shot one of the black people. And you got to look, mate, you got to look it up. But there's one right wing British racist version of the event, and there's one I recommend the American one. I can't remember what it's called, but they're an academic uh, resource that attempts to reconstruct the actual history in true terms. But there's this white cunt who tries to make it, oh yeah, it's a bit ambiguous. No, the facts are clear, mate. And you know what I mean? I must admit, I think at least in some some of us British people, to me, that feeling still lingers. I don't know why, but I really love and identify with Black Americans so much more than white Americans. And me and my friend were gay when we were young. You know what I mean? One can change. I've changed into sort of polymorphously perverse, not straight. But me and my gay friend, when we're gay, I said to him, "Do you know what? Instead of seeing myself, sometimes when I'm talking, I see an image of a black American woman in." And the thing that shocked me to the core and him was he goes, "Mate!" And I'm we're white little boys in England, and we both, when we're thinking of ourselves, we see a black American fat woman in our heads, both of us. That's what we're like shook. I was like, but I do understand it because, there's a great spiritual strength in being oppressed by white authority because white authority is based on mere fucking words. That ain't real. Like forces you to be in yourself, which is real, and care about your loved ones because you understand them. Other black people are going through what you're not black people. I don't like that word. Your mothers, your sisters, your brothers. There's a. Do you know what I mean? That's real humanity. So it preserved humanity by being on the receiving end rather than the giving end. But most cunts in this bullshit white piggy's paradise and misery for the rest of us. I don't know, but look, Britain's a shithole. But the thing is, I have to say this one thing, and it is the truth. Like historically, black and like African and Caribbean immigrants, not so much at the time back then. I'm talking about not so much the time Indian, Pakistani, Afghanistan immigrant, everything else from the east. They were regarded as okay, and black people, basically, inverted commas, were regarded as suspect, violent, scary, all this lot. That's because of social conditioning after like slavery, after apartheid, segregation, all that lot. So like setting, but the black people were feared, right? And the white working class were had a good social path, which often end up in things like mines and factory work, but it was well paid. One man could support a whole family just from his wage, and the families back then were like 6 kids. So compared to now, it was much better. But now, the white working class, after Thatcher closed all the mines and made a lot of white working class redundant, the white working class actually, educationally and in terms of police persecution, I believe, definitely the first. Educationally, white working class men are the bottom of the rung before any racial group. Now, that is an understated fact, right? And then I think it's Caribbean descent men, and then like white women or white working class women, and then, but white working class men are the bottom of society, and they're the drug addicts, they're the coke addicts, they're the like drug dealers, the county lines gangs, the pimps, and all that lot. But that's because it's a long story. But anyway, I will stop it at that. But can I just say, the youth in America are waking up so starkly because of the horror and insanity that's going on there. So don't judge America by what you see on the news. And the people in Minnesota, my God, how much like white middle class Minnesota people I've seen crying in the camera of what's going on there. Like they can't handle it, and they start to talk of what should we do? Violence? And this is what we need to see humanity getting together around the truth. Because we've all been fucking conditioned by these white men's concepts, every one of us. More than anyone, the white cunts. But even the brown and black and international community, they've been conditioned by white men's concepts. You're not your skin color or who you want to fuck. You're full human being. We're all that. We've got skin color, hair color, eye color, who we want to fuck. They're all little details in what we are. But white man said they made themselves white man by calling another man black. White man said, you are that, and reduced who you are to a little superficial detail. But because we lost our historical memory, you believe it. And the white nationalists get illusory and delusional and karmic and hellbound pride from that. But a lot of black people get oppression from that, and a few black people like get reverse white racism from that and become the white racist to the whites. I must admit, I'm probably guilty of that too. You may think I'm white. I don't. Look, mate, I'm a lot Mediterranean rather than British, but it's not about skin color. It's about the culture, the history. And I love anybody in my country, the white working class, I have immense sympathy for. And of course, all the immigrants are very kind, and all the second, you can't call secondary. That's the thing. We confuse immigrants with people who've lived here for generations. It's all fucked up. But the way to get out of this is to recognize we're all human beings. We've all got skin color, hair color, millions of degradations. Why don't we drop our racial and sexual identities and say, fuck you? I'm not who you tell me I am. I'm not who I want to fuck. I'm not my skin color. I'm a fucking human being. And I care about other human beings. And I care about them being persecuted by cunts like you. And then we deprive the racists and the homophobes and every other prejudice of the grounds to launch their attacks. So we say, no, we deny that I am my skin color. Fuck you. If you want to be so crude and stupid in your thinking that think human beings are what color their skin is, fuck you. That to use Michelle Obama's phrase, that raises you up and shows them for what they are. Yeah, nice in theory, love, but you had to understand the white working class in America. They're even more fucked up. No, the white working class in UK are cool. They're persecuted minority. White working class in America, a lot of them are the misery of thinking they were superior and no longer being superior. But there's so many good people of every color in America. And in Minnesota, I think they give hope for humanity, the way they're being brave and crying in the camera and telling the truth. And all those youth of America of every color, you know, and look, fucking hell, they're light years ahead of their fucking grandparents, mate, in understanding life. I celebrate them. So don't judge America. They're living through hell on earth, mate. So be kind to America. And Britain, yeah, be kind to the scraggly cunts that are on the margins. But yeah, someone throw a nuclear bomb in fucking London because it's one big piggy's paradise, mate. And if you throw a nuclear bomb, then all us third world cunts around London will get free bacon in the morning, mate.